Hi everyone, this is Carolynne from Nonnas Nutty Krafts, and today we're going to make something really cool. Kind of stepping out of my little wheelhouse for a little bit, doing something a little creepy for Halloween. So I am going to switch my cameras here, but before I do that, if you guys wouldn't mind doing this. Now you're going to see me reaching across my computer every now and then because it's a little far away. But if you guys would be so kind to do all of the above, that would be great. All right. So let me show you what we're going to do. So tonight we got something a little different. We have a mermaid here. You see, she's a little scary. Now you see her eyes. The first thing I did here was, this was black inside. Most skeletons when you get them are like that. So I went ahead and I painted it with a light purple, put some iridescent glitter, and then I put these little studs, you know, like little gems you can find anywhere in there, just to give it a little bit more personality. Now this was, I had gotten this from Orientail Trade and it came broken, but I decided this works perfect for the wreath that I want to commence with you today. So we have that. We have some seashells that I went ahead and I spray painted black, and then I took purple glitter, you know, and put sprayed it with that so that we get some little shine on those. We have our wreath base today, which kind of looks like coral. Isn't this kind of cool? So I thought this would be a good base. We have some of these little babies. Got these from Micheals. So it's a little spider. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of seaweed here, and has a purple spider in because we got the purple theme going. So I got a couple of those. I also got some of this as well from Micheals. And it kind of looks like seaweed, just kind of flowing in there. So I thought with this as being like the coral, and then the rest of this being like the seaweed kind of grown up from the depths. So let me just take these price tags off of here. You can use your Micheals rewards if you're a part of that program. If you don't, I highly suggest it because you do get rewards coming to you every time you spend money. That is. And let me cut this one off. Probably should have done this before I came live, but you know how that goes. There's always, you try to prepare, and there's always something that kind of jams you up. Now, I also thought, before I put her on here, so I'm going to set the wreath off to the side right this second and put it over here. And what I thought with our little lady here, she kind of reminds me of, you know, Ariel. Okay, Ariel in a good way, not a bad way. So my daughter had this cap, and you know how the hair comes on the back, it's all braided. You know, like, so I took that off, and I decided what we're going to do is glue this on here. Now this did come with one little string so you can hold it, but we're going to glue this right onto her head to make it like it's her hair. And then we're going to put something here so you don't really see it. So hopefully my glue gun is cooperating, since it likes to go on and off lately. So I'm just going to start in the front, like where a headband would go. Kind of get this in the middle. So what I did when I took this off of the back, this is like, you know, just like wearing a wig. Okay. And it comes off in one piece, and it was just kind of stitched in there. And I just unstitched it. And then I took it, I braided it carefully, and I re-braided it because, you know, kids like to get all the knots. Now, I don't mind some of this sticking up because, you know, she lives under the sea. Her hair is kind of messy, you know, with all the waves and everything. There we go. Put a little bit here. So I wanted to get the front part of her hair going on there first. Now I could cut this whole thing and just make her hair really wavy and stuff, but I didn't want to do that. You're just going to pull it down just like that to help hold. There we go. So our little mermaid now has her braid. Now I'm debating if I want to cut this shorter or not, but as time goes on, we'll see. All right, so that's our first part. So let me get that over there. Then what I did, I just took some little bitty flowers and I cut them off because we're going to make this, you know, like you see, what is the word I want to use? Cinco de Mayo, when they have all the flowers going across their head like that. That's what I want her to look like. And I think I need one more white little flower. Here we go. So the flowers that I've chosen, I've had like 2 red ones, 2 white ones, and like orange and white. They're just little tiny flowers that you can find at any of the craft stores. And it's just a little bit, I just pulled them off the stems. Cut that little piece off. And for me, being the type of person, I like to kind of spread them out a little bit so not all the same kind of colors next to each other in a way. Just kind of like that. I think we'll do it. So I got 6 flowers, so we'll see how, if we have to add more, we can always add more. Now the stem sticks out a little bit on this here, so I'm going to cut that off a little bit because I want it to lay a little bit more flatter on her. And what I'm going to do, this is going to be like a headband, is what I'm creating, just like that. And she doesn't want to actually turn very well. So we're just going to go, oh, I'm going to cut this off too. So when I cut these off, these little pollen pieces want to come out. So I just kind of hold it with my finger to hold it in there. And once you put the glue on, you're good to go. And we'll just glue this up as quick as we can to get this going. Here we go. Should have my little happy fingers, my silicone fingers on. So I'll get burned with that glue. All right. I think 6 will work. And one more. And let's see how she looks. Now, I've never made this before. This is something I just dreamt up in my head. So we're going to see how that looks. That actually looks pretty good. So it covers where, you know, the hair piece, so to speak, is. A piece of glue in there. That's going to drive me crazy. All right. So our skeleton is coming to life. She's got some hair now. A little headband. And I got glue on me. All right. So now the next thing I want to do, I actually want to attach it to the wreath. And that to me, because then I can stick in all the other pieces. I even got some spiders over here too. So let me get my wreath back. And I'm going to use black zip ties to attach her. Now this wreath came from Micheals. It has a little ring up here, so you can hang it. And I'm going to use that, and I'll probably put a piece of ribbon up there to drop it down a little further, you know, on when they hang it. Now I'm going to see if I can do this without messing up her hair. Now the way this is made, it's actually zip tied all the way in, and there's this one stick that sticks on top. So my ring is up top here and this is here. So I kind of wanted to cover this a little bit, but if I don't cover it all the way, it's no big deal because we have all our little bits and pieces to do. I'm trying not to get her hair caught and everything. So I kind of want to lay her like this, and I want to take her tail, and I kind of want it as if, you know, she would be sitting on a rock, you know, kind of thing. So I got to figure, I just want to make sure. Now that, like I said, this came in one piece. There's some screws here, which I'm going to use to my advantage. I thought about putting her like this, having it hanging down a little bit. Maybe I'll do that, do it that way. I think I like that a little bit better. It just the way it curves here better. So let's get our lady. Got some glue in her face there. Let's figure out where I'm going to put her. Kind of want her on an angle. We're going to make her tail come like that, right? So this is kind of where I want her. So now it's the old zip tie. And I think I'm going to come, this is a thick branch here, so I'd rather use that branch. And you see that this has the little box where you put the zip tie through. I want that on this side because it will be covered by the branches here. So that way nobody gets hurt. And I think I'm going to put one around her neck as well. And I'm going to use that branch there. Oops, don't go anywhere, my friend. I'm just tucking her hair in, like I said, to keep her hair as much as I can out of the way. So let's just start with her neck. Now you could use white ones if you wanted to, zip ties, but I'm choosing to use the black ones since there are black ones already on the wreath base, and I figured that would be just the easiest to go with the black. But we have some jewels we're going to put on her too. We're going to leave it sticking up like that. Where's the other one? Here it is. Bring this one right through her rib cage here. Actually, I'll do this side, it'd be easier. Stick that through. Bring it around. I'm going to flip her over here a little bit so I can see. It's kind of awkward. There we go. Once you get it going, it makes it easier, but it's getting it going sometimes. There we go. Take my cutters. And now we have a mermaid on. This one I'm just going to turn so it doesn't look so funny sticking on the front of her neck. I'll cut this one off. Okay. Now again, let me put her hair back in her tummy here to kind of hold it there. So let's go ahead and get the bottom. Now the arms don't bend side to side going out. They only go up and down. So right now we're just going to put them up there to get them out of our way. And let's get her tail. Again, this is the top of my wreath right here. What I'm going to do is cut this little piece off here where it was attached and use my other ones. My other scissors. This is just a piece of plastic. There we go. I don't know what that happened. There goes the scissors. Alright, so the top of my wreath. Now I gotta have this touching her because it has to be a part of her back. So I'm just gonna stick that part underneath. And what I think I'm gonna do here though, I could use these little screws. But I think what I'm gonna do is just pull them out. A pair of pliers. Because it's not going to do me any good to have them in there. Probably be easier if I used a Phillips screwdriver, but I don't have one in here. Okay, so let's figure out. I'm going to kind of put it right behind her little tailbone there. And I think I'm going to have it angled down just a little bit, so it kind of looks like that. You know, like she's kind of sitting on a rock, maybe right like that. I like that better. So it's a matter of zip tying her. Let's see, and I can also use, you can use glue. I do have hot glue here, but I'm trying to hide these as best as I can. So let's see, can I bring it on this branch? There's a little branch in there and I don't want it. Oh, there we go. Now we have all these seashells and all, so we can kind of lay them around, and that will help also hide the zip ties. Actually, one zip tie does pretty good. That's on there pretty good with the one zip tie. I just kind of want to lay that over. So like her tail is kind of hiding in amongst the coral. Just turn it like that. There we go. So it's part of it. All right. Woohoo! She's coming to life. So this is going to be the top here, as you can see. Let me move my camera up a little bit. Don't want it to jiggle on you. So this is the top here. So she's kind of on an angle there, which is what I want. All right. So let's get some. I want to play around with this. This is my. Oh, this is going to be my favorite. Because this it's just like so fun. And I'm just going to kind of stick it in here right now. So I decide how I want it. Now this follows this way, but seaweed kind of grows up. But we're having a fun little time here. We could put a piece behind her if we want to. And I just kind of want to see how I want to lay these out. Now there's not going to be a bow on this or anything like that because she's under the water. And she's got a bow would work under the water. And I also got these beads to put around her neck. So this one's broke, but see, I can take this one, oops, and I can kind of wrap it a little bit around there to kind of hide the zip tie that's there. So it's okay if we have a broken one. All right, so let's see where we're going to have all the seaweed sticking out. You know these don't need to be that long. Oh, I don't know where that piece went to. There it is. I save these because if I need to make my own little picks and stuff out of things, I can use those. Kind of like that hanging out there. Let's cut these down. Now the difference between this and a regular wreath, you can't hide a lot of this stuff. So you got to be creative where it's going to be hidden amongst things. Let's see. Got these little guys. Maybe move this one up a little bit. Put one of these creepy crawlers down here. Let me grab my stem cutter because the stem is a little bit thicker. I just like that. Isn't that kind of, it's kind of cool. Get that out of there. Oops. I don't know what that was. I think these are so that you can hang them. Do the others have that? Nope, that must have come off of some other project. Well, that's kind of funny. Grab my scissors that I dropped, and let's just cut that off. Always save some things, you know. And these I can take apart if I want to. Ooh, that's kind of creepy. I think I kind of want it over here somewhere. It's like a little overlay on this. Now I'll put a little dab of glue on here just to kind of hold this paper so it doesn't unravel on me. My glue gun shut off? Oh, here we go. There we go. This is going to be cool. This is just going to be cool. And again, to hide all these, we got all these seashells and sand dollars to hide. And it just brings another color and dimension into it. I kind of like this up here. I kind of like this one behind her. Now, with these, I can glue them. I can also zip tie them on here as well. So I'm going to zip tie. I think I got some teeny weeny ones that I can use. Which will work. Some little black ones. These are little 4-inch ones. Harder to work with because they're smaller, needless to say. Let's get it in there. Pull it really tight. And I'll also put some glue in here. And I'll probably do the glue at the end of everything. Just so that I can have everything in there. Oh, you know what? I thought so. The zip tie didn't make that sound when I put it in there. You know, the zip sound. I thought, okay, it's okay. Let's try another one. Where'd it go? I'm trying to work in little tight spaces with a little tiny zip tie. Okay, and we're going to X-nay that, and we're just going to go with the Big Daddy. So I'm using, these are 8-inch zip ties. So you hear that zip sound? I didn't hear that when I did that one. Just turn that. It's kind of cool. All right. So we got some seaweed, kind of greenery coming there. Let me angle you guys up a little bit because I keep holding them up. So again, this is my top. So see, we got some seaweed here. I like it that it just flows because that's what seaweed does. It kind of flows in the ocean there. do like this one up here, so let's go ahead and zip tie that one up there. See if this will be easier. I go this way. Get in there. Hold on, Miss Mermaid, while I cut the zip tie. And that flew off somewhere. Good. I do like having this one down here. I kind of want to stick some of it underneath this black here, kind of interweaving it. I think we'll attach that one right there. See if I can use the 4-inch one. There we go. All right, so she's coming along. Under the sea. All right, I still have another one. Now I can take these and I can split it off and just fill it in. But I want to stick some of these guys in. Now I know I said I wanted to put one right here, I think. Little creepy spider kind of crawling up there with the seaweed. I think that would look cool. And this one I'm going to use a thicker one. And what I'm doing, once I get it through here, the zip tie, I am rotating it inward. Make sure it was tight enough. So that way it's not going to scratch anybody's door. There we go. Ooh, I kind of like that. And this is going to be just a very airy wreath. It's not going to have a lot to it. That kind of looks kind of cool with that there. Maybe we'll stick another one up here. So she has all these spiders coming up. Actually, we could stick one down here. Because what I'm going to do with her hair, trying to figure out a way to get this hand over here. And I think I'm going to have her hair like in the hand here. Maybe I could do it in this hand. Like kind of like she's holding her hair like this. And I'm going to glue it here. But let's get some necklaces on. Now I went to Micheals, luckily. This is in the clearance section. And it says it's 12. Okay, I got them all tangled up. 12 necklaces. I don't need 12 necklaces, needless to say. So let's start with here. Because I want to cover up that a little bit. She might hold part of this necklace in her hand here. I'm giving her like a little choker there. This one under her here. Figure that here first. There we go. You could pretend she's kind of holding that in her hand. So I don't know how many of these I want to use. can I hang them? Because they're going to get all over the place. I'm on my little diva light over there. And let's just slide this down over her. Well, actually, let's do it a couple of times like that because we don't want them too long. Or do we want it longer? Well, let's do it twice. Twice would be good. Oh, did I hit what fell? Oh, my pad fell. That's okay. There we go. Oh. It's caught on a little nub here. There we go. And that just gives her some color on her so that she's not just this big white skeleton, and it brings out the purple. Kind of like it so far, y'all. All right, so let's get her hair maybe in place. With her hand holding her hair. So I want her hair to stay up here. So this is just gluing her hair on here. And we're going to glue her hair in the hand. Ouch. It's hot glue. Hot glue. Now to hold the hand on down here, I think I'm going to use a white zip tie on this one. Because it's on the white bones. And I just want to do it so I can get the hand just holding the hair. Put my zip tie over. It's kind of cool. Where did mine? Here they are. Clip that. There we go. Oh, she's coming to life, y'all. Look at her little necklaces hanging there. And what you can do with these, you can, if you want to spot glue it, but I think I'm going to leave them loose. And I think I want to have her holding, you know, this part, just kind of wrap it around her fingers like. So I want to holding it in her hand like this maybe. But before we do anything with that hand, let's go ahead and get some of our starfish and our seashells going on down in here. Now these I got from a friend. She was just giving them away. Some are broken, but that gives the character to it. This one had like a barnacle on it, but I sprayed right over it because it's all characters. Just all characters, y'all. These might be too big. And this is just kind of like putting a puzzle together where you want them to be. I think I want one over here maybe, a little one over there. I really want to use the starfish. But I like that this covers, oh, you guys can't see. I like that this is covering more, the sand dollar. But I do like the starfish. Too bad we can't get rid of the starfish. Maybe I'll put the starfish over here because there's more protection with the branches here. Yeah. And the reason why I'm putting them more down at the bottom because the sand dollars you always find at the bottom of the sea. And it doesn't, I don't have to use all of them. I just have to use a few. Maybe we could put this up here. Intertwined in here somewhere. Let's see. Oh, I like that. Yeah. All right, Mr. Starfish, here you go. I do like this one here. So I'm going to glue right on top of here. Now with these, there's not much to glue around. I need another glue stick. Ooh, I like that there. Now I'll get to see on the other side. I'm going to flip her over just a second. So I can make sure these are all in contact with, especially this big one. And I have this mat down here because I don't want my good mat to get all stuck up with all the hot glue. And maybe I want to use these, but they're just not much to glue to. Maybe I'll stick one right there for her. Stick that there, and then I'll have to flip it over to see where I have to glue it from the other side. Okay. So we got our hand in place. We got this one to do. The necklace is down. So let's glue this one. We're just going to have it kind of draping there. Maybe her hand up like that, with her necklaces in her hand. Kind of like that. I think that looks good. So let's put some glue in here. Stick one finger underneath. Get that necklace on top. Looking good. And what I can do too is stick some glue in here so that it won't rotate. Just a little bead of glue in there. Now, metal glue and hot glue and metal don't really work, but it has the plastic in there, and that might help it so that it doesn't rotate on me. So let's see how she looks with her necklaces hanging down. I think that's just cool because she's under the sea. The necklaces get thrown around in the water. Smooth that one out like that. That's kind of cool, y'all. All right. Let me move these seashells because I'm not going to use those. Still think we need a little bit more. I don't know if it's seaweed. Want to have another spider maybe crawling out up there. Maybe one coming from behind her here, maybe. I think I'll put it in front of her arm. No, maybe behind, right by her head, like that. I like that one better. I like that better. Oh, I'm going to use a black long one for this one. And this is really easy to do because there's not much to it. It's not like a wreath. You're doing all the deco mesh and everything. And this is just something, I say the word simple and fun and different. Take that up a little bit. Ooh, I could bring this spider around as if it's crawling up on her. Oh my God, that's creepy. That's creepy. Look. So what I did, I brought the spider out from behind. Because you don't want him hidden. And look, I'm going to glue him right there. Oh, that's kind of cool. Put his legs like it's in their hair a little bit. I don't really have to glue him there. He's pretty sturdy on with it, but just well, that's kind of cool, yeah. That's all I can say. It's just cool, y'all. Okay. So what else do we have here? We still have another creepy spider. I think we need something up there. Maybe we could put a creepy spider up in here. And these, all these, because it's layering, and it just gives it some dimension and some fun to it. I know you don't see spiders under the sea, but I just thought these were really cool, and I couldn't pass them up to use in this wreath. Let me get some pipe cleaners, or zip ties, I mean. Okay, gonna zip tie you from behind. Oh, let me flip her over. Now I'm going to use another one here to hold it as well. Just slide it up on the stick, or branch, I should say. Rotate that in. Cut it. And let's see. Need some glue right there. I know I got these pretty good before. So my zip ties. Let's put some glue on the keys to hold this in. And the glue doesn't scratch, so keep that in mind. So it's actually kind of a smooth surface. Some glue strings. Now, of course, I put all that glue on there. If I put it on the table, let's just lean her up a little bit. And these can bend. Move them however. I can put a little zip tie up here as well. And I like using the zip ties, especially on this, because it allows me to. So it, you know, instead of just using the hot glue, I get to use the zip ties, which gives it more stability. Hold on, I know I'm out of frame. There we go. Okay. Flip it back over. Oh, I think this is kind of cool. It's just so different, y'all. Now let's see. Do we need any more seaweed? What if I put some seaweed here, maybe? Came between her bones. All right, let's just cut this. I think I need a new pair of pliers. There's the spider coming out a little bit more. Let's see if I like that. I think I do. Let me flip her over. Don't need it sticking out like that. See if I can get this underneath here. Between these two. Maybe I go the other way. My pliers go. These are just flat little pliers. They don't have anything on them. And it's just like kind of like using a pair of tweezers. And of course I did the zip tie upside down. There we go. And push that down. Oh, here are my pliers. These are my heavy duty ones. There we go. Stick a little glue on there. See, this is why all the glue gets, when I do a project like this, it gets on the table. All right, so where's the top? The top is up here. So let me angle you guys up. I'm going to hold her up so you guys can see. Kind of cool. All right, this is going to be a little wiggly because I'm going to move you back just a tad on my camera so I can get a better angle for you. And then up here is the ring. But look at that. That's just different. Just different. And you know what? I'm going to try putting this guy over here. I don't know. I want to use one of them at least. So this you're going to have to go heavy on the glue around the edges. There we go. Just want one. So look, that came out kind of cool. Now we got our headband here, her little band. I think we're going to put a little ribbon on there, and we're going to get a ribbon for here. So, y'all, if y'all would be so kind as to do all those above. So if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube or wherever, if you would be so kind as to do that, I would appreciate it. Because we love to have people. Love to have people. All right, so I'm going to use this orange one here. And I don't know where I got this. Micheals, Joanne Fabrics. They have like these little, this is 3/8 of an inch ribbon. I don't need wired ribbon. I don't need something big. I just want something enough to put on our hair, as well as just to give them a little something extra. I could, like I said, I could leave the ring. And I'm choosing this just to bring in a little bit more of, because we have the orange and black stripe up here on these. So that's why I'm bringing this one in. Isn't it weird you can only do it one way, the bow? I'll tie this in a knot so it won't come off. This is how I learned to tie my shoes, with the 2 bunny ears when I was 5 years old in kindergarten. And I can never do it with the one loop. I can't do it. So this is the way I've tied my shoe all my life. So I want to make the loop smaller. So what I do, if you guys can see, in order to make the bow part here smaller, I just pull it in, and to make it tight, and then I pull it really tight. Really tight. And then if I do want to make them bigger, I can just slide my finger in and make it a little bit bigger if I want to. But I just want a little bit hanging on her. And I'm just going to cut these on an angle. I think I'll leave it long. Just like that. And I'm going to take another piece of this. And what I'm going to do, oops, I'm going to just tie it up at the top on that ring. Now you can do it where you tie it here, tie it like this, and you slip it through, which is what I want to do. So I want to make sure that when they hang this, they have enough to have it hanging further down on their door. It might be too much. Because you know you have the door hanger there. That should be good. Just go a little bit more. I'm going to tie it in a knot, just like that. Cut it off. Now on this, I want the knot to stay in the back. I don't want it to come in the front. And this is something so simple like this. I always mess it up. I'm like, which one goes through which? So what I do here is I'll take it and I'm going to thread it through the front. And the loop that doesn't have the knot, I'm going to bring it through and just slide it up. So that way the knot will stay like behind it a little bit. I've got to get it even. There we go. Oops. My ribbon twirled on me. I want my ribbon the other way. Hold on. Might have to change it. Go this way. This way comes through here. There we go. Because your door handle, you're only going to see one part of the ribbon here. You're not going to be able to see both sides really anyway. There we go. Oh, it twisted right here. That's why. Twist you. Something so simple. Over. From there. So we're going to leave it like that. Now the knot here, I will sometimes glue, but on this I'm not going to glue it because I think this is plastic and it might melt it. So I'm going to leave it just like that. So your whole wreath is going to be just like that. Isn't that cool? Oops, not with that extra thread in there. So let me move my mats out of the way to give you a better picture of it. And all this stuff. Because I think it will show it better if I change the mat from behind. Move this out of the way. Okay. It's a lot of glitter. Yeah, that's much better. So I'm going to hold it up. Here's my top. This is my top here. And look at how cute she is. Our little mermaid under the sea. Something really simple to make. Creepy in a way. But that's all it takes. Just a couple of pieces. So I'm going to flip my cameras here so you can see me from the front here. Because then I can step back a little bit. And it might be better. All right, so this is the top right here. Oops. It's tangled in the seaweed. There we go. Under the sea. She's like she's lounging on her rocks, just like kind of chilling. Isn't that cool? So an easy little project to make, fun, creepy, but just a fun little project. Let me see if I can get her all in the picture there. All right. I think that was kind of cool. Oh, I like her. All right, y'all. So again, thanks for coming to Nonnas Nutty Krafts, and I'll see you next time. But don't forget, when you guys, because we love having our customers here and our people and all our friends to come and see us. So don't forget, y'all, you can do that. All right, so we'll see you next time at Nonnas Nutty Krafts.